son used to plan every single outing around one question. Is there a bathroom I can get to fast enough? And nobody at school knew why he kept disappearing. Hi, I'm Kate, and today we're talking about the social cost of Crohn's, the exhausting daily math of hiding a diagnosis at work, at school, and out in the world. Because there is a better way to make that call, and it starts with choice, not shame. My son at school found that he was making lunchtime table exits regularly. He told his friends, not "I'm going to the bathroom," but rather, "Oh, I forgot something," or "I need to go back to my locker for this," or "I actually just have to go and quickly see this teacher," rather than telling them the truth. He also almost started skipping birthday parties because he was a little bit frightened of what would happen. I had to negotiate with him quite rapidly and importantly that wasn't a good way to go because social contact obviously is important. Pre-surgery, my husband missed work meetings and then he's tried to white knuckle his way through them, and that was an enormous cost to him as well. The moment my son's school didn't know enough to help was kind of like the time we really decided that something had to be done. We had to tell them enough so that he would get the help that he needed without oversharing, because obviously you are allowed to have your privacy as well. So here's what I want to reframe for you today. Hiding your Crohn's, it's not a weakness. And disclosing it isn't oversharing. Both of those things are shame-based framings, and neither one serves you. Research consistently shows that people living with IBD report significantly higher rates of social anxiety, employment disruption, and school absenteeism than the general population. Not simply just because of the disease, but because of the energy spent managing other people's perception of it. The goal isn't to go public with your diagnosis. The goal is to stop letting fear make the decision for you. So it's really important that you help your child, or you do it yourself, that you map your safety zones. So before you do any disclosure decisions, identify which environments feel low risk versus high stakes, so you're not making the same calculation from scratch every time. For my son, there was a safe teacher at school versus the coach who just did not get it at all. So it was obviously much easier for us, firstly, to go to the safe teacher. Also, build your disclosure tiers. Not everybody gets the same level of information. I would recommend creating 3 levels. One for the full story, then there's the need to know basics, and then there's no information at all. And decide in advance who sits where. With my son, what we said to his year coordinator versus what he says to his mates, well, that was a whole different story. So have a script rehearsed. Just 1 to 2 sentences is enough. It's an explanation removes the panic of being caught off guard, and it stops the over-explaining spiral that leaves people feeling exposed and regretful. We've all done it. It's like we just can't stop talking. My son firmly landed on a sentence. We practice it, and he's very, very confident at doing that now in public. And I would recommend that you doing that with your kids or practicing it for yourself. Something that sums up your situation in 1 or 2 sentences. You're confident to say it, and it's going to give you the assistance or the guidance or the accommodations that you require, whether it's at school, at work, or during sport. So also negotiate the environment. Make sure that you do practical accommodations. So book aisle seats. Be near the bathroom with your desk. Ask if you can have flexible start times. They're often available without giving a full medical disclosure. Asking for them is a skill worth practicing. So it could be as simple as, "Oh, hey, I've got a bit of a situation. Would it be okay if I position my desk or my workspace is close to the bathroom?" That's enough for most people, and they don't need to know anything else. Also, a quiet word to HR of, at times I may need to be a little bit flexible with my start and stop times. As long as you're getting the work done, that should be enough. So my husband's workplace, they accommodated him with actually almost no explanation. Now, every act of hiding has a cost. Fatigue, hypervigilance, social withdrawal, and naming that cost honestly is the first step to deciding when disclosure actually reduces your load rather than adding to it. The turning point when my son stopped hiding at school was, I think it became more stressful not to tell people what was happening, and it was actually affecting him emotionally. So my son now socially, he's very comfortable. He's got his tiers, and it changes what he tells people according to what layer they are, whether they're tier 1, 2, or 3. And taking the time to discover that list, putting people into levels, and then practicing those sentences that you're going to say, it took all the fear away. So, on your own terms, that's what it actually looks like. You don't have to tell some people anything, and if you choose, you can tell other people everything. The situation, it's your choice. So, if you take one thing away from today, let it be this: disclosure is a tool. You're not confessing to a crime, and you get to decide when and how you use it. Now, if this landed for you, subscribe to the video so you don't miss the next video, and drop a comment below with the situation you find hardest to navigate. I'll see you in the next video. Have a beautiful day.